The Maranao people, also spelled Maranao, Mëranaw and Mëranaw, is the term used by the Philippine government to refer to the southern tribe who are the people of the lake, a predominantly Muslim region of the Philippine island of Mindanao. They are known for their artwork, weaving, wood and metal crafts and epic literature. The Darangen. Etymology. The word Maranao is a misnomer as it does not have a sense in reference to nouns such as people, places or things. The prefix ma means to be Maranao means to be a lake. Alternatively, the word Maranao may be a portmanteau of Malay and Lanao or Lake Lanao, thus making it Maranao, which means people living around Lake Lanao. The proper term is Aranan, which means people of the lake, referring to the indigenous people who inhabited the lands around the lake. The Maranaos are part of the wider Moro ethnic group. The ancient people in mainland Mindanao were called Aranan, also spelled Iranan, of the coastal area of Bay and Iranao. Volcanic activity developed a flat land surface little by little. Modern science describes this process as sedimentary formation and residual remains that forms the low and flat land surface in the coastal areas. This land is rich and suitable for agriculture. The Maranao vernacular called it Ira, which means remains. Thus, the name of the people in the coastal area of Bay is another portmanteau of Ira plus Ranao, or people living in the remains in the coastal areas. In present days, the Maranao use the word to refer to Tausaragad, the people of Lanao who migrated to sea area, while the Maranaos are people who stayed around the lake. They share lineages, culture, bravery, and history. They are called Maranao as a general term. Culture. Maranao culture can be characterized by Lake Lanao, Saramanic, Torogan, Darangen, a UNESCO heritage site. Kirim, pre-Hispanic handwriting based from Arabic letters with 19 consonants and 7 vowels. Singkol, a Philippine dance. Okir on wooden artifacts and brasswares. Kapmorad and Kakalilang with Sambolayang and Pasandela Namarog and Marigay for Kazapasa Mangus. Kaplagud. The culture of the Maranaos is centered on Lake Lanao, the largest in Mindanao, and the second largest and deepest lake in the Philippines. This lake is the subject of various myths and legends. It supports a major fishery, and powers the hydroelectric plant installed on it. The Agus River system generates 70% of the electricity used by the people of Mindanao. A commanding view of the lake is offered by Marawi City, the provincial capital. Language. Maranao is an Austronesian language not spoken by the Maranao people in the provinces of Lanao del Norte and Lanao del Sur. Because of the mass influx of Cebuano migrants to Mindanao, many Maranaos are also fluent in the Cebuano language from Visayan. Arabic, a Central Semitic language, is spoken by a minority of the Moro people, as it is the liturgical language of Islam. Most Maranaos, however, do not know Arabic beyond its religious uses. Chavacano is a Philippine Spanish Creole that gained popularity as a major language during the short-lived Republic of Zamboanga. Most Maranaos with part Tao Sugayakan from Zamboanga and Basilan can speak this language, specifically the Zamboanga dialect known as Zamboangano. Art. Saramanic, Papanoka, Mra or Marapatik, is a legendary bird of the Maranao that is a ubiquitous symbol of their art. It is depicted as a hudhud with colorful wings and feathered tail, holding a fish on its beak or talons. The head of Saramanic is like the head of a hoopoe and is profusely decorated with scroll, leaf and spiral motifs. It is a symbol of good fortune. Music. Maranao Kulintang music is a type of gong music. Saranaif is also found among both Muslim and non-Muslim groups of the southern Philippines. Kobing is a Maranao instrument and bayula is another popular instrument. A ula is a string instrument. In 2005, the Darangen epic of the Maranao people of Lake Lanao was selected by UNESCO as a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. Cuisine. Maranao cuisine is quite spicy. Traditionally cultivated spices, locally known as palapa, are a common condiment. It is made of stewed scallion bulbs or sakurap. In Maranao, thinly sliced scallion bulbs and ginger are caramelized by slow cooking and mixed with chilies and coconut oil. Dishes are intertwined with important cultural rituals across all aspects of Maranao culture, from birth to death. Social structure. Traditionally, the Maranao society is divided into two strata, namely, Tongkatao and Kasalitan. Kasalitan is further subdivided into categories which are as follows: Sarawang, Balbal, Dagamot and Bisaya. The Tongkatao are those natives who are entitled to ascend to thrones and has a pure royal bloodline. On the other hand, the Kasalitan are those natives who are suspected of mixed bloodline. However, due to the changes brought by time, these social strata are beginning to decline due to the rise of wealth of each and every Maranao families. Demographics. Maranaos number about 1,142,000. Along with the Ilanan and Maguindanao, the Meranao are one of three related indigenous groups native to Mindanao. These groups share genes, linguistic and cultural ties to non-Muslim Lumad groups such as the Tirorea Subanan. Maranao royals have varied infusions of Arab, Indian, Malay, Javanese and Chinese ancestry. History. As with other indigenous and Mindanao Lumads, during the nominal occupation of the Philippines by the Spanish, and later the American and the Japanese, the Maranaos had tribal leaders whom they called Datu. In the 14th century, upon the arrival of Islam, they developed into a kingdom with a sultan due to the influence of Muslim missionaries.